Adam, wake up. You are the first man. It shall be your task to name all the creatures in the Garden of Eden. You may eat the fruit of the trees and the fields, but stay away from the apple tree on the other side of the hill. Adam, wake up.
Just give me 5 more minutes.
Sunlight, hummingbirds, crickets, lions. So many creatures, so many things. Each wondrous object is beautiful and striking, and I see nothing that isn't to my liking here in Eden. There's plums and peaches and pears and grapes, so ripe and juicy and utterly inviting. I find the apples especially exciting here in Eden. As for me, I can see I was meant to rejoice in the round, vibrant sound of my own voice. It's all so perfect and so ideal. And yet I do have one tiny reservation. There's nothing handy for making conversation here in Eden. How'd I come? Where am I from? What's my ultimate aim? I don't know, even so I'm glad I came. It's all so lovely, I may just weep. I love this garden and everything that's in it. And something tells me to treasure every minute. Blossom and bud, mountain and mud. I know I'll be happy, perfectly happy here in Eden. I think it's a reptile, because it has frowsy hair, blue eyes, and tapers like a carrot when it stands. But I do wonder what it's for. Nothing seems to interest it, except sleeping, eating grapes, and thumping melons. It has low tastes and is not kind. It's a man. Well, I'll consider it a man and call it he, until it turns out to be something else. Feelings are tumbling over feelings I do not understand. And I am more than slightly worried that they are getting out of hand. Sometimes they happen in my stomach, sometimes they happen on my skin. What is the name of this condition that I am in? If I'm objective and observant, if I can keep an even keel, I'll be the first to pin a name to what I'm the very first to feel. It gets harder and harder to concentrate ever since I met him. Just thinking about him gives me the most distracting sensations. I am the first to face this problem. I am the first to have this dream. How can I harness his attention? How can I harvest his esteem? Am I sufficiently attractive? Should I do something with my hair? Is there some tidbit that would please him? What should I wear? What is the source of this congestion that I must learn to rise above? Is there a name for this condition? Yes, there's a name, and it is hell.
She is still all eagerness and vivacity. The world is still a mystery to her, a charm, a wonder, and a joy. Oh, it's tiring. There is nothing on this planet that does not interest her. She has no discriminations. She takes to everything. The other night, Eve found some tigers. and she nestled in among them and said it was so adorably comfortable, and their breath was so sweet and so pleasant because they had been eating strawberries. She said they were charming and perfect gentlemen. She's crazy. She keeps filling up the hut with rubbish, like flowers and plants. And not only is it overcrowded, it's loaded with ants. She is definitely too intrusive, a nuisance, and yet she's an interesting creature, this Eve. She's developing a strange new habit, which doesn't make sense. She's forever reaching out to touch me, which makes me feel tense. She is definitely quite eccentric, a numbskull, and yet she's an interesting creature, this Eve. Colors drive her absolutely crazy. The gold of the sun, the purple of the hills, crimson-colored clouds in the skies. When I say this is sentimental hogwash, foolishness, she simply sighs. She's a numbskull. When I'd rather be alone and resting, then she comes around and invariably starts describing some wonder she's found. She invariably gets my back up, yet invariably I perceive she's an interesting creature, this Eve. Once I saw her standing on a hilltop, her head tilted back, the sunlight in her face, gazing at the flight of a bird. And suddenly I saw that she was beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, that's the word. There are animals around this garden more soothing than she, but there's nothing in the whole of Eden more pleasant to see. If she'd only learn to keep her mouth shut 1 minute at a time, why, I believe I could possibly enjoy just watching this curiously interesting creature called Eve. 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 For some reason or another, Eve is spending a great deal of time at the pond. Oh, I don't know why.
Look at you, look at me. How much more alike could two girls be? Here we stand, sisters and friends. When I speak, you speak too. And when I am silent, so are you. That's the test of two best friends. When my life is hard to bear, then I run to see you there. And my heart blooms, your face beams. Nothing is as awful as it seems. We're such dear, more than mere friends. And on days when he withdraws, I'm less lonely now because if I should need sympathy, you would never turn your back on me. I have you who needs two
Listen closely, let me fill you in about the rich, ripe, round, red, rosy apples they call forbidden fruit. What I'm about to say is confidential, so promise you'll be mute. Because if every creature in the garden knows, they'll come round like hungry buffaloes, and in no time there'll be none of those precious apples left for you and me. Now in the average apple you're accustomed to skin, seed, flesh and core, but you will find that these are special apples that give you something more. Why, every seed contains some information you need to speed your education. The seeds indeed of all creation are here. Oh, why be foolish, my dear? Come with me to that tree. With every sweet and juicy, luscious bite of this not forbidden fruit, you'll see your mind expand and your perceptions grow more and more acute. And you can teach him plumbing and philosophy, new techniques for glazing pottery, woodcraft's first aid, home economy. Adam will be overjoyed when he becomes aware of your attainments. He'll beam with loving pride, and he will say, "Oh, Eve, you're indispensable. Please don't leave my side." And with your nifty newfound education, he'll relish every conversation. Why, you'll be Adam's inspiration this way. Oh, just an apple a day. Wait and see. Come with me to that tree.
I see animals and birds and flowers, every color, every shape and size, moss and pebbles and a host of wonders gleaming everywhere I aim my eyes. So if ever I'm attacked by boredom, I'll just open up my eyes and see this diversified, curious, fascinating, bountiful, beautiful, beautiful world I love.
I hear chattering and I hear chirping, whistling, murmuring, and honks and snorts. If I simply take the time to listen, I hear music of 1,000 sorts. So if ever I would rest my eyes, my ears could easily describe to me this diversified, curious, fascinating, bountiful, beautiful, beautiful world I love. Still, it's possible the day may come when momentarily the world wears thin. If we're weary of the world outside us, we can always take a good look in. For along with every cloud and cobweb, we're emphatically members of this diversified, curious, fascinating, bountiful, beautiful, beautiful world we love.
He's developing a strange new habit which doesn't make sense. He's forever reaching out to touch me, the feeling's intense. He is definitely too intrusive, a nuisance, and yet he's an interesting creature, this Adam.
Once I saw her standing on a hilltop, her head tilted back, the sunlight in her face, gazing at the flight of a bird. And suddenly I saw that she was beautiful. beautiful. Yes, that's the word.
There are animals around this garden more soothing than he, but there's nothing in old Tonawanda more pleasant to see.
She invariably gets my back up, yet invariably I perceive she's an interesting creature, this Eve. Eve? Is it my imagination, or have you been putting on weight?
Go to sleep, whatever you are. Lay your head on my breast. Close your eyes and open your paws. You need plenty of rest. Doesn't faze me if you grow up to be pony or poodle or sheep. You're my own, whatever you are. Sleep, sleep, sleep.
Now I could swear that it's a fish, though it resembles us in every way but size. She gives it milk, and every night she picks it up and pets it when it cries. I always knew she pitied fish, but it's ridiculous to make them household pets. She says it's not a fish. I say it is a fish, 'cause it surrounds itself with water almost every chance it gets. Eve, why won't you let me put it back in the pond? It's not a fish. Fish never scream, and this one does, though on occasions it says goo. Its legs are long, its arms are short, so I suspect that it's a kind of kangaroo. And since it came, I pity Eve. She's gotten madder by the minute, and it shows. Just now I said to her that I would much prefer to have it stuffed for my collection, and she punched me in the nose. Eve, you're standing in the way of science. Ow, it's growing teeth, and it can bite. And I'm convinced that what we have here is a bear. I'm worried sick, but Eve is not. She burnt the muzzle that I made for it to wear. I've searched the woods, I've baited traps, and yet I couldn't find its sister or its brother. And though I've hunted far and wide, while Eve has hardly stepped outside, I'll be damned if she didn't catch another. Oh.
The old garden seems like a dream to me. I used to sit up all night and look at the sky where the stars were close to the ground and try to gather them for my hair. But they were further away than I thought. I will always impress those sparkling fields on my memory, so that when they are taken away, I can, by my fancy, restore those lovely stars and planets to the black sky and make them sparkle again, and double them by the blur of my tears. The garden is lost, but I have found him and am content. This kind of feeling is not the product of reasonings and statistics. It just comes and cannot explain itself, and doesn't have to. But I am only a woman, and the first to examine this matter, and it may be that in my ignorance I have not got it right.
Thank God for that chestnut that brought us near together and taught me to know the goodness of her heart and the sweetness of her spirit.
What makes me love him? It's not his singing. I've heard his singing. It sours the milk, and yet it's gotten to the point where I prefer that kind of milk. What makes me love him? It's not his learning. He's learned so slowly his whole life long, and though he really knows a multitude of things, they're mostly wrong. He is a good man, yet I would love him if he abused me or used me ill. And though he's handsome, I know inside me, were he a plain man, I'd love him still. What makes me love him? It's quite beyond me. It must be something I can't define unless it's merely that he's masculine and that he's mine.
There was Eden. I used to think it was a terrible tragedy when Eve and I had to leave the garden. But now I know it really didn't matter. Because wheresoever she was, there was Eden.